I know, look at my hair. It's so wigged out. I just told somebody that I need a haircut. I'm not kidding. Look, I tried to cut my own hair, and so I noticed in a video that I made that it's very uneven. Um, I wanted to go ahead and kind of rehearse what I'm saying about who I am and what my mission is, because it's really not a make-believe thing, it's real. Because here I go, because of the most wonderful things she does. And no, it's not that. It's because I get to say that I've lived 60 years on this planet and that I've done certain things. And here's my evaluation, okay? That's all it is. It's just my evaluation of my... So it's no different than Disney. You go on a ride. Some people come off the ride and they throw up. Some people come off the ride and say, let's go again. And that's kind of where I am. I'm like, where am I on this ride of life? And I get to talk about it. And hopefully, when the time comes, I will be buried in a beautiful rattan casket, and everybody will get a packet of wildflower seeds to sprinkle along the road as they drive away. Anyway, what I do want us to talk about though is, hang on, the light from the window is hitting me right at my muffin top, and it's causing a distraction for me. And it's because everybody out here in the world is such a visual. You guys are all visual, just like I am. So I'm not knocking you for it. I'm just saying that as one visual learner to another, I'm observing all the things that you're observing about me. I'm observing those things about myself too, like my wild hairdo. Okay. Anyway, I wanted to get back to this whole thing about my mission, okay? And I wrote it down on some cards, and this feels really lame actually right now, what I'm doing. But here it is, okay. And the reason why I wrote it down is, and I think this is one of the reasons why it's so important to write your goals down, is some things will kind of knock your lights out, meaning you kind of, have you ever woke up in the middle of the night and you were like, where am I? Especially if you travel a lot, you might wake up in the middle of the night and go, what city am I in? Where's the bathroom? Okay, so that's kind of what happens in life, is we get these great ideas and then we start moving towards them, and the next thing you know, we get our lights knocked out and we lose our reference. So coming back to what my reference and North Star is in my life, it really came to be about having a family and establishing a great and marvelous family. And I took to heart the power of procreating a family with my husband. We did that. We took it to heart and decided that it was I mean, Time magazine once coined what my husband and I were doing as wealthy and breeding, and I felt like we got the breeding part, but we were still working on getting the wealthy part down. Anyway, so my mission is to establish a great and marvelous family, and I feel like I am a handmaiden to like life. So it's like, what is going to promote more life in the world? I feel like I'm a handmaiden to that, which also includes beauty. So a handmaiden to life as a female, that's just what my physical makeup is really good at. And so there's a lot of hang-ups around this topic, and I've had personal experiences that have led me to a place where I feel it would be beneficial for some of y'all to take note, because there's many of you that are on the threshold of making some really important decisions in your life. And I'm one of those people out there that just wants to say, here's another recipe. This is how I made that banana nut bread or whatever. But as a woman, I felt like one of the safest things for me to do was to become a mom. And yes, it was because I could have somebody, a husband, that also could take care of me and take care of what we were creating. However, not really knowing what we were doing, it became actually something that a lot of people wanted to mess up. Sorry, I'm distracted by this. So it continued. It kind of continued like that, which still, at this stage of the game, I think that he and I are both very capable of figuring out what we want and doing it. So it's pretty great, that we made that decision together and we did it. Man, we freaking had so many kids, 7. And so my vision on that is still really great and really marvelous. And my mission still is to be a handmaiden for creating life and beauty and home. And I'm kind of a lamb of sorts. I went into it really not knowing all of it, even Indonesia, and came out very much aware of what it means. And so I'm just here to give my report on that. So the report as it stands today, January, today's the 29th or the 30th, 2024, calls me in a direction of bringing 3 solutions. So 3 things have converged on my work, which is the topic of women and their role and this constant redefining of genders, and just the basic concept of women male roles in a family. That's it. And we could just take it to a very primitive state if we want, and look at any species and go, that has those 2 things have offspring. Okay, and then the other one was, so it's me as a woman, but in that is also all these social issues that are swirling around with minorities and blacks and third world countries and things like that. So there's that, and then there's my experience with the prison, and now, I don't know, some things are converging, and I'm wondering if they're converging for this reason, which is to bring what I know about my industry with the Indonesians, a third world country, into a place that then becomes a rescuer for inmates, which is different than, say, the prison or the prince or somebody in a really high status position. So now we've got a low status or whatever third world country that is now becoming the saving grace to inmates in prison, to the prisoners, and bringing them up. And then the prisoners ultimately bringing the Indonesians up, and just all sects and swabs in areas of the world up through the Peacock Chair Museum concept that I'm proposing.